Welcome to Balcony Views with BJ. We're in the Adriatic Sea near the Mediterranean on Royal Caribbean's wonderful Explorer of the Seas. So I'm not here to talk about cruising too much. We're doing this wonderful Europe vacation and it's been spectacular. We sailed out of Venice, but before we sailed to Venice, we took a little bit of trip. My last name is Nagy, N-A-G-E-Y. Well, it's Hungarian heritage. The E shouldn't be there, it should be N-A-G-Y, pronounced Nudge. But that's beside the point. The point is, we flew from America in Nashville, Tennessee, where we live, all the way to Hungary. And we booked our flights through Royal Caribbean. That really has nothing to do with what happened completely. But we had an hour and 20-minute layover in Charles DeGaulle Airport. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about. Just so you know, an hour and 20 minutes is not enough time to get through Charles DeGaulle Airport. It's not so much that it's that big. It's really not that confusing either. But you get off a plane and you're going to get on a plane, and if you're from America and you're used to doing that, not internationally, but throughout the States, well, you get off a plane, you go to the next place and you get on the plane. That's it. And had that been the case, we would have been fine. But in Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, when you get off the plane, you have to go through security to get on another plane, and you never left the airport. I'm not used to that. And it cost us an hour and 20-minute layover, and then we actually landed early. We landed 30 minutes early. That actually didn't help us, because we spent 30 minutes on the tarmac waiting for a place for the plane to park. Then, when they did park us, it was remote parking, and yeah, it was remote. It took us 20 minutes by bus to get from the plane to the air terminal. So now our hour and 20-minute layover has become an hour, and we rush in and we're running through the airport like O.J. Simpson, jumping over suitcases and all that stuff. And then we get to a point where, what do you mean we've got to go through security? We just got off a plane. Yep, we had to go through security. We had waters and sodas that we had bought in the airport before we left Nashville. And we took it on the plane with us because we had a stop in Boston, and just like all of us from America are used to. So we had to throw all that away. My wife had water in an actual water bottle that she brought with us. Well, they didn't have anywhere for her to empty it. She had to throw away her water bottle. You know what? This kind of stuff happens, but you need to know that it's a possibility. I'm not really complaining about it. I mean, it sucked. It was kind of a pain, and it ended up us spending 12 hours in Charles de Gaulle Airport because we got to our 9:15 flight at 9:09, and guess what? They're very strict. About 20 minutes before the flight, the gates are closed, and you're done. And I'm not upset about that. We went through Delta, and it was Air France through Delta or something like that. But they worked with us, and they got us on the next available flight. Unfortunately, there was 2 flights earlier, and they were completely booked. They couldn't even get us on standby. And the people at the airport were spectacular. They were great. They spoke very good English, so we didn't have a whole lot of problems there. And if we did, that would have been our fault, not theirs. It really wasn't as bad of a situation in general. It's just we kind of didn't really expect that. It was It was not what we had planned, and honestly, I'm not sure why Delta or Royal or anybody would schedule a flight like that through Charles DeGaulle, and I don't know what it's like in any other, because we really haven't flown internationally that much. We did fly out of Sydney. That was smooth, so we had no problems there. Me and my brother and mother and daughter went to Vancouver. We had no issues there, but that was our ending spot. We've never had a changeover internationally, and it was different. And like I said, I don't know if other airports are like Charles de Gaulle or not. But here's a tip. If it happens to you, especially at Charles de Gaulle, you can buy a day pass to the Air France lounge. It's not cheap, 75 euros. But if you're smart, and I know you are because I've told you about it, you got travel insurance. And travel insurance for a kind of delay like that should pay for some type of delay. I think ours is $500, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get home. I'm not really worried about it. But I want you guys to realize, hey, if you're going through Charles de Gaulle, make sure you've got more than an hour and a half. You probably need a minimum of 2 hours to get from one plane to another plane going through Charles de Gaulle. Second, if that does happen to you and you do end up getting stuck there for a while, check out the Air France lounge. You can buy a day pass, and it's really nice. They've got nap rooms, they've got food all over the place, plenty of places to sit, plenty of places to charge your phones or your electronics. It really is a nice place. So definitely look into doing it, and do your best. Well, first of all, do your best not to fly through Charles de Gaulle if you can at all possible. But if you do, just make sure you prepare. Make sure you got travel insurance. Make sure you've got plenty of time. And hopefully you're flying to a cruise. So if that's the case, enjoy that cruise, because I'm BJ. Those are my balcony views. And I hope you enjoy your next cruise.